2025 has, to be honest, been one heck of a year. For me, there are some really good parts, there are some really bad parts, but in all of that, there was so much that this year has taught me, and these lessons I'm definitely bringing them in with me into next year. I just have this feeling that these lessons are going to help me in next year. So obviously, not it's not only today with me. I'm going to be sharing with you guys 15 lessons that I learned in 2025, so that you and also me by extension can use these lessons as a bit of a reminder on what we should try and do for next year, so that we don't end next year the same way how we ended this one. As always, I'm Julia, and welcome back. Lesson number one is never too late to start over. I know a lot of us, we keep on waiting till January 1st before we say, oh, near me, like it's a new switch it up, who's this, if you know, you know. But truth of the matter is that you don't have to wait for January 1st to start rebranding yourself. If you don't wonder a lot, then you have social media. I'm sure you've seen everybody making their vision boards and preparing who they want to be in the next year. This is not just for show or anything. This is proof that you don't have to wait till January 1st to be a new person. You can be a new person today. In fact, it's even better to start being your new self that wants to be the next year during the last month of the year, so that it already feels natural to you when you enter the next year, and that's when you actually need that persona. So you can use these last 5-6 days of 2025 as a little bit of a training ground for the person that you want to be. Lesson number two, your engagement creates your life. Now, for the past 1 year, I've been screaming this out to my classmates, but they don't want to listen to me. I don't care. I'm gonna keep on screaming it, and the conversations you engage in, the videos you watch on social media, the friends you keep, and the news that you hear, everything basically that you interact with, are all forming the filter with which you see the world and your world itself in real time. Whenever you constantly drown yourself in such demoralizing content and a lot of negative things, like your friends, they only gossip about people, they always like to insult people and bring you down. So it's celebrity drama that you're always engaging with. You always are watching like all these very toxic and negative videos. Not necessarily saying that they're bad. Not all the videos that are necessarily negative in this context are bad, just stuff that don't match the life you want to get. And you keep on engaging with these things, and you aren't gonna see any change. Like your life is going to start following the pattern of whatever you watch. I was so careful with what I watch. If you go onto my TikTok, it's mainly motivational content, beauty content, and beauty content is not even that much actually. Mainly just motivational stuff, tips and tricks to become better, words to become a better speaker, because I honestly love the way I speak and I want to improve on that. And then every now and then, videos of my favorite K-pop boy band. That's all that's on my TikTok. And all my other social medias are also like that too. So, since that is what I'm engaging with on a daily basis, my life will start to mirror that. Since I watch a lot of motivational content, my life will start mirroring the advice that I'm getting in that video if I choose to use it. If you know that the life you're having right now is not the life you want to have, change what you engage in. Because the universe creates from whoever you are on the inside. If on the inside you're not what you want to be your outside, your desired outside will not come. Your desired reality will not come if your internal being, if your soul, is not a reflection of whatever that reality you want to have is. Lesson 3, from the wise words of Priyanka Chopra Jonas, haters gonna hate, potatoes gonna potato, roti's gotta rotate, and you gotta hammer those. The truth of the matter is that people will always find something wrong with what you do. I know this for a fact that people will always do this because I was bullied for almost my entire time in high school. I'm in my final year and I've been bullied almost throughout everything. So, no matter how hard I tried, there were always people who were just mad at me and pushed me down and everything. And they just didn't like what I was doing for no reason. But the truth of the matter is that even if they don't like what you're doing, that shouldn't stop them from doing what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, if that goal you have, you don't achieve it, you're the only one there to blame. You can't blame your bullies. It's sad, but true. You can't blame your bullies like, oh, they discouraged me, so now I can't achieve what I want to achieve. You can't blame them. Because even while we were doing that shit, you had a choice. You had a choice to let it get to you and not achieve what you were meant to achieve, or ignore their comments and go on with your life the way you want and be the most fulfilled self. It doesn't matter what the life you're going for. Fuck their opinion. It's your life, not theirs. So why are you willing to compare? 4, kind of an extension and a little deeper. Lesson 3 is sooner you stop focusing on other people's opinions, the closer you are from surviving to actually thriving. So, truth of the matter is, when you listen so much to people's opinions, you start forming this cage around. Because now, you're restricted by whatever these people say. So let's say grades grades. Alright? Let's say next summer you want to do pink grades, baby pink or neon pink, whichever one you want. And you've been really excited to do it. Now, you're telling people your idea, and they're looking at you as if you're crazy and you're stupid. And they're saying, no, don't get pink grades, you're gonna look ugly, everyone looks bad in pink grades, blah, 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 blah. If you live for other people's opinions, them saying that will discourage you from getting pink grades, and you're most probably gonna go with something safe, like brown, like what I have on right now, or black, or whatever colors they deem as normal. But the truth of the matter is that you doing that is you abandoning your true self. Because you says that you won't be an anomaly now that you're pink grades. This one quote I lost out of my classmates that this year can be the anomaly. Just because it's been going in one certain pattern whole time doesn't mean that this time around it can't be different. So, because that, and since that is kind of like a little mantra I live by myself, I don't care about what anybody says about me. Because I know that there's every chance that I could be the anomaly in the system. For example, in my school, my prefecture posts, I've talked about my prefecture before like a few times, maybe twice. My prefecture posts, every year before me, the head is always given to a guy. So this year, a lot of my classmates are saying I'm going to get female, I'm going to get the assistant, basically, because the head always goes to a guy. And I said, no, I'm going to get that. Like, quite literally, my roommate told me to my face, you will not be the head. That always goes to a guy, so you cannot be the head. And I told her, I don't care. This year's gonna be the anomaly system. I'm gonna be the head. And guess what happened? I ended up being the head. Just because in other people's minds, they have this limitation that this is the way things should be, doesn't mean that it also has to be the same way for you. Be the anomaly in the system, okay? Be the anomaly in the system. Show them that their limits are not yours. Because they never are, and they never will. And 5, focus on the outfits, not the handbag. So, after I thought of this one while I was doing some meditation while I was in school, so let's go. Food for thought. You're out on the street, okay? You're walking along, you're enjoying your dog stuff. And then you see a woman. You see her walking down the road. Her hair's a mess, her outfit's dirty, it's very mixed and matched, doesn't look coordinated at all, nothing like that. Then, in her hands, you're seeing her hold lady, a Miss Dior. That's her name. It's Miss Dior. A Lady Dior handbag. Let's say that's what she's carrying. Alright? What's the first thing you're gonna think about that woman here? Now, let's have another woman pass by, say, right? This time, the hair, amazingly styled, super neat, fresh, bouncy blowout. Her nails well manicured, her outfit cohesive and on point. And then she's carrying a glamorous bag. Right? Obviously, you're gonna notice both women, right? But which one will have a more lasting impression in your memory better out? Because think about it, the handbag is not the outfit, it's just an accessory. So if the baseline, the outfits that the woman is putting on is not good, nobody will really pay attention to what handbag she's holding because all they can remember is that the hair was messed, the clothes were really, and all that stuff. Now, let's remove this from the constraints of fashion and put it into the real world. What in the real world is your handbag? Friends, partner, your grades, your school, your career, your pets, all things outside of you and yourself are all handbags or accessories as you want to call it, whichever way works for you, in this situation. Fits you, your outfit, your mindset, your goals, your vision, your sense of style, your posture, who you are as a person when we strip away all the glitz and glamour. That is the outfit. Now what I mean by focus on the outfit, not the handbag in this situation, is that rather than focusing on having the good partner, the good friend circle, the good job, the good house and all those things, focus more on being a good person. Because when you are a good person, you will naturally attract all these other good things. Because you're on the frequency that attracts these good things. If you focus on getting the good accessories, first up you're chasing, not attracting, so they'll be running away from you because you're desperate and nobody wants a desperate person. And on top of that, if you do actually get it, it will not last. The universe is going to reflect back who you are. It's going to give you a life of shit and you're going to use better. Rather than focusing on having the best life, rather than focusing on having the best job, partners and all that stuff, rather than focusing on the external, focus on being a good person and watch how everything else goes towards. Then number 6. Your health is your biggest investment. This is so true because if you don't have your health, how are you going to do anything? Especially as a teenager in school, out of school, I don't know why or what's wrong with the world. As the world's getting crazier, school's getting crazier. The school system is getting progressively harder as we get older. Not just in the sense of elementary, high school, blah blah blah. Also that as the years pass by, there are higher criteria to not to meet, harder, bigger expectations and all that stuff. It gets harder and you're going to have to push yourself more. If your health is not in the right place, you will suffer, you will fall behind. I remember in year 11, that was beginning of 2025, I was in year 11 then. I remember I was SAT, IGCSE, IELTS in that year, right? Now, that's the pre-jump past the beginning of year 11, that's 2024-2025 academic session. Second half of autumn term, I missed an entire week of school. Why? Because I was sick. That was when I found out that I had neutrophilia. And I still do, sadly, because that now I know better to remind me. But back then, I did not know, so I had to miss a whole week of school because I was sick. I could barely move, I could barely eat, I could barely talk, all that stuff. Then, In the middle of exams, I remember I missed a paper because I was sick that autumn term. Then I still had to go. When I got back home after the exams, I was sick again. Then, around in the middle of IGCSE, I fell sick again. So you can best believe what happened to my results in my IGCSE exam, because most of the times I was sick was during our IGCSE preparations. So I wasn't even around to get an adequate knowledge and intel through my exam results. My results were not necessarily bad per se, but I'll be honest, they would have been so much higher if I had my health. So please, trust me when I say this. Your health is your biggest investment. If you're not healthy, if you're not strong in 2026, physically, you will not have the strength mentally to achieve anything you want to achieve. The 7. It's better to be alone and not lonely than to be not alone and lonely. What do I mean? Have you ever experienced this thing where you're in a room full of people but you still feel like nobody gets you, nobody understands you, and you just feel so alone? Yes. That's what it means to be not alone and lonely. What it means to be alone and not lonely is that even if you don't have people physically around you, you are comfortable with that silence, you're comfortable with yourself, and you don't need anybody to fill up that emptiness. That's being alone and not lonely. Being alone, first of the two words are different. Being alone is having nobody physically around you, while being lonely is more of a mental state of mind where you feel like nobody understands you. I've been in both situations. I'm right now actually more in the former of being alone compared to being lonely. Before, some years back, I was in the being lonely stage. Yes, back then I had such a big friend group and everything, yet I still felt like nobody understood me and nobody got me, and I just felt so shit. Now that I've actually learned how to really sit with myself in the silence and be comfortable with their silence, I don't feel lonely. The loneliness never really was about having nobody around you. It's about having everybody but yourself around you. Loneliness is about yourself. You disconnect yourself. You need to get by yourself so that you don't feel like. That's the only place for loneliness. Lesson 8. Those who do the least have the most to say. So I think all of us have heard of that proverb, the empty barrels make the most noise. Yeah, it's true. The people in life who are not really doing anything with their lives are the ones that always have the most to talk about. The person who is actively working on achieving goals and getting their dream life, they are too busy doing that to be focused on, okay, these two people in class B got into a fight. These people in P are dating, blah, 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 blah. They are too busy for that because they know they have a goal and they know that attending to these distractions will stop them from achieving their goal or slow them down from achieving it. For example, if you ask my classmates in school, they will tell you I'm not actually a student there because all the weird drama and chaos and everything, I have no idea what's going on. Like, not in the sense that I know there's drama, but I'm confused. I had no idea that there was drama in the first place. And honestly, I am so happy my life is like that because it's given me so much room to focus and just get my goals done. Because as next year starting, I actually have a really big goal that I've been working towards since September this year. I think by the beginning of next year, I'll finally be sharing it with you guys. And honestly, I'm quite glad that I was too busy focusing on that until long, because I've actually nearly finished the project and I'm really close to moving on to the next stage and then it will be revealed. Now, back to the point because I feel like a waffle. I have 2 classmates, right? They're also my roommates in school. It's a boarding school, what do you expect? So these 2 roommates, classmates people, they are some of the biggest gossips I have ever seen. And as a person who hates gossip herself, you can most probably figure out how much it pisses me off, but I just tolerate because it's just a few more months and I'm back to this again. With me. Anyways. So these two girls, they gossip about everyone and everything. And then they still have their academic, right? Because it's a school for these things. But they gossip so much more celebrities, set people, junior sets that graduated, higher sets, anything that's can be talked about, they talk about it. But then, if you strip away all that gossip and you ask them what they're doing in life, like what they have planned outside the school, because I mean we're all year 12, obviously there'll be school plans and whatever we do. But if you ask them what they have planned for or what their plans are outside of school, it's always just to get more things to gossip about. But in comparison, I'll try and play safe here so I'm not even going to use myself. I have a classmate. This year we actually started talking about because she's now like 13 now. I remember that if you ask her what she has planned, like, she has quite a good list of plans of what she wants to achieve in life after graduating. That's the difference. You will not see my friend gossip as much as these other people because she actually has goals and she knows that she has to sit down and focus and achieve these goals. Same thing for me here. I don't gossip that often unless I'm ranting about somebody that pisses me off. Because I know that if I sit down and gossip about other people's achievements and successes, there's somebody who is less talented than me and less skilled than me that is getting ahead and getting the thing that I want to get. So obviously no, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to get what I want. Lesson 9. One failure does not mean the end. So there's this quote I heard. I don't remember who said it, but I think it's famous basketball player. He said that failure isn't when you fall. Failure is only when you choose to stand up and something. Essentially, when you make a mistake or you fail at something, it doesn't mean that it's over, like everything is given up for you. There's no hope again. It doesn't mean that. All it just means that you tried something, it didn't work. Good. Now you know what's not to do. Now try a different approach. And you keep on trying until you find the approach that works. Thomas Edison, the guy who made the light bulb, right? He had to try 99, if not 100 times to make the light bulb. And out of those 100 times that he tried to create a light bulb, only one worked. What do you think if he stopped on attempt 99 right before the break? Just now. You will not have light bulbs today. You will not be able to see my face brightly and I'm recording this because I'm recording it in like late evening right now. You wouldn't be able to see me. You need to realize that failure only happens when you choose to not learn from your mistakes and let your mistakes define you. So success isn't just achieving the goal. Success is also making a mistake, choosing to learn from that mistake, and moving the fuck on with your life. Lesson 10. No progress is still progress. So, in school, especially, I know that there will be a lot of times that you don't really feel like studying, you're just in slumpy, like, I don't want to do anything like this. Then you see other people studying and working hard and all this stuff, and you start feeling bad, and start feeling like not making any progress or you're behind, or just because you haven't studied a certain topic or a certain subject, you just feel so behind and all that stuff. You just feel like you're behind to the end. I hope you know that those periods where you're resting are also part of the progress, because you cannot achieve if you don't take out time to rest. We are not robots, so we are not designed to run and work 24/7. So, knowing fully well that you are not made to work 24/7, why are you pushing yourself to do that? After this little theory I have myself, which is the more you take breaks and rest as you're achieving your goal, the faster you get to your goal. Because when you rest, you get refreshed, you get into a clearer and newer headspace to work. So now, when you do work, you're faster, you're smarter, you're more efficient. Instead, rather than being more sluggish and tired and slow, if you never take effort to rest. So please, take some time out while achieving your goals and rest. Trust me, it will help. Now, in the last 5 lessons, let's go! Lesson 11. Discipline is the most attractive thing a person can wear. When you say you're gonna do something and you keep to that promise, do you know how good looking you are? Do you know? Actually, there's this thing I heard from the podcast. I think the Better You podcast or the Self-Obsessed podcast. Amazing one, by the way. You guys should actually try listening to them sometime. But I remember in one of them, I heard this thing where they said, discipline is the most attractive thing you can wear. It's the highest form of self-love. When you say you're going to do something and you stick to that and you do the thing you say you're going to do, you're building trust in yourself. That yes, I can actually trust myself. I'm saying I'm going to do something and I'm going to do it. And it's this discipline that builds your dream results tomorrow. For me, I think my best example of discipline would be my journey. So I remember I started working out properly when I was 12 years old, mainly because my mom had scared me so much about the new fat. But that's a story for another day. So I started when I was 12, but I was never really consistent with it. I just was really awesome, like on and off with it. This year started, I told myself I will have a different body for the one I have. Than what I have now. Alright. Yeah. Yes, there are some times I can't work out because health and women and that time of month and everything. But when I look at my body now compared to what it was in January this year, I am so shocked. So I don't think I can show you guys actually, but when I look at my abs now and at my side, it's so much like what I thought I would look like at the beginning. Yes, I'm nowhere near my dream body, and that's still going to be an ongoing process because through time my dream body will change. But I do know that where I am now is the result of being disciplined and committed enough to work out almost every single day. You need to have that sort of discipline if you know you're gonna want to achieve it. Discipline is the difference between successful people and the unsuccessful. There's a difference between the smart students and the not so smart students, not necessarily not. Lesson number 12. You should be your first best friend. As a person who's been bullied for very long years, I honestly know how true this stands when people say, if you love yourself, nobody else will love you. It is so true. I remember earlier years before, I felt so unknowable, so out of place, this hating and loathing myself. And that was when I had the most fake friends. Because you cannot claim to love yourself. You cannot claim to hate yourself and say you love others. You can only be whatever is inside you. So you don't actually love yourself if you don't love yourself. You have to hate it. You have to love yourself first. Because when you can love yourself, your heart is filled with love, and that's when you can pour out your love into other people. Remember, out of everyone in your life that has seen you through your shits, you are the only one who is seeing yourself each and every one of them, because there's people who sees every single one, each and every single one, they're, you know how hard it pain, you know how hard it hurt you, you held your hand through each and every one of these things, you never left yourself during every single trial. I know there's some people who left you during those hard times, you never left yourself. So since you never left yourself, you should not hate yourself. You should love yourself with so much love and so much support for yourself. Once you start really love yourself, then you can find easily habits out things out so easily love you. 13 is very easy to be sick and know it and be looking for a hospital. Then for you to not be sick, then for you to be sick and have no fun. This is actually a quote I got from my French teacher, so thank you. If you're watching this, I don't know if you ever actually see this, but if you're watching this, thank you. And he said that there's some people who are sick, they know they're sick, and they're actually seeking out a cure for their sickness. And there's some people who are sick, they don't know it, and they keep on denying that they're sick. This means that it's better for you to be able to know you have weaknesses and be able to admit these weaknesses and look for ways to solve them, or at least dim out the effects that you have on your life, then for you to have weaknesses, not know you have these weaknesses, and keep on denying them. Because when you leave your weaknesses unchecked, they will destroy whatever you're trying to do. Let's say your weakness is that you struggle with listening to people. If you don't get that weakness in check, or you don't want to admit it to yourself, that, okay, I have this problem, I need to try and work on it and start using the ways to solve said problem, the time will come where you will listen to someone and it will cost you everything. Trust me when I say this. For me, I know admitting my own weaknesses is not an enjoyable process. I know it's not nice. I'd much rather stay in delusion and not have to know about those weaknesses, but I know that knowing about these weaknesses is quite literally one of the fastest ways to solve them, and thus hindrance from me achieving my dream. And for the not everything needs to response. In life, there will be many people who will try to provoke. It's your responsibility that you know how last one. Because, like, everybody is always looking for a confirmation towards whatever they have. So if someone has appeared that you're an aggressive bitch, they will actively seek out confirmations to prove to themselves and to possibly people around them that they have actually got knowledge that you are indeed an aggressive bitch. So this person will come to you and provoke you. Now you have two choices here. Either the responsible person and confirm their belief that you are an aggressive bitch, or you choose not to respond as a person who's stating their tomfoolery and show that you are not the person that you need to be. Which one would you choose? It matters that in life there are so many things that people want you to respond to, and you knowing the best time to respond and not to respond will really, really help you to skill you. Because there are some things that people say not because they're curious or not because they want to get to know better, but because they want to use the information that you're going to give them to see it down. I've been victim of this too many times because I really struggle with this particular thing. And this is one lesson I'm trying to give to next year. Not everything needs your answer. The last lesson is 2025. Believing yourself. Life is not too that serious. We're the ones that just overcomplicate us, and the adults before us. They're the ones that overcomplicate it and make life look so hard and taxing and everything. I'm not gonna lead you blindly, obviously. Life does have its challenges, but life is not that hard. Life is honestly okay, it's beautiful, it's good, it's sweet. You need to believe that life is good and that your life in particular is good and just live out. Live off of that belief and watch how like you could may have some bad days, but those bad days will push you a little bit further. When you just feel like life is so new for you and you're better. So that's it. We're done with 2025. If you've been here watching these videos since April when I posted my first one this year, I think I'm sorry guys. Thank you so much. You guys are really some biggest motivation as to why I need to put it on the channel because there were involved days when I look at the content creators that started and they have fewer videos than me or they do less than me, yet they have so many views and everything. I know it's just so inspiring. You guys just watching my videos and showing up here, it makes sense. Just love the sweetest things ever. And God, that you guys watch this video, manifesting that 2026 is one of our best years yet. And I'll see you guys in 2026. Bye!